What's going on, everybody? It's your man with the plan, Shaneman20. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be probably a real short video, but today's a bit special, so let's go talk about it a little bit, shall we? So if you guys have been following the channel for a while, or if you've even stopped in on my page, rather, you have probably seen the video at the very beginning that talks about the introduction and, you know, the saga of the Shaneman20 YouTube channel. Well, if you guys don't know anything about this date, March 13th, this was when I uploaded my very first video to YouTube, and that was the beginning of the Shaneman20 name. So looking back a year from now, you know, we have definitely made some serious progress, and I think that my videos have certainly gotten a lot better. I won't say they're the best, obviously. I would never say that, because I don't really feel that they're the best. I think that they're good for what they are and for what I use and for the experience that I have. I think it's certainly good, but it's not the best. Damn semis. But I figured I would at least start this vlog out just in the truck like I was the last time, and, you know, talk about where we've been in the last year, and, you know, talk about the things that we've done with the truck so far. So looking back a year, the first thing that we did to the truck was that we put on an Elite Engineering catch can, and then not long after that, we put on the CORSA Sport Catback exhaust system, which gave this truck its nice little growl and probably put me on the map pretty well much after that. I would definitely say that video alone put me pretty well on the map, as well as the catch can. The catch can video has been doing pretty well, so needless to say, both those videos do very well for just themselves. And I think not long after that, I did a 5 things that I love about my truck and a 5 things that I hate about my truck. The 5 things that I hate about my truck has gotten a lot of criticism over the last year, just simply because a lot of people, you know, they tend to disagree with a lot of things. But like I've said in many videos, it's a video of 5 things that I hate about my truck. They were very nitpicky things, but, you know, as I went into it further, the biggest one was the oil. And, you know, I understand it now. I do. I really do. I get it. You know, you have a lot more oil, thinner oil, and it's better for cooling. I completely 100% get that. It's much better on these engines than it would have been the previous LS generation. So, you know, it's certainly one of those things where it was different, and it does make things a little bit more costly. But in the long run, it's actually better for the engine as far as longevity is concerned. And just to say the very least, we are at like almost 81,500 miles, and this truck runs like a sewing machine. It runs really well, fires up every single time, no problems, no issues. Never really had to take it to a shop for any engine issues, so needless to say, this truck does very well going into my 4th year of ownership with this truck. And then going further into the year, it was kind of a struggle to be able to do more modifications to the truck, just simply because the money wasn't there to do it. And, you know, to be honest, I originally started this YouTube channel to kind of help with that. And at the same time, I was kind of in a bit of a position. The original hard drive on my laptop had crashed, couldn't save it, so I tried to do what I could to kind of save up some money to get it sent off, and honestly, I've never saved any money to send it off still, so I keep investing more into the YouTube because I enjoy doing this. I really do. Little did I know I was really going to enjoy doing this. I figured it would definitely help me get back into doing things with audio and video, and somewhat to an extent it has, but I won't say it has 100%, simply because I still use certain free programs just to get by, and it's not the same, so it feels still a little bit kind of amateur. And I know the videos do look a little bit amateur. I know a lot of the stuff that I do is pretty much amateur, but it's kind of what you get. And I wanted to be one of the first guys that kind of goes through this, experiences everything, because this is the first time I've really done any modifications to any vehicle ever, aside from aftermarket speakers. That's it. You know, that's all I've really done, aside from any modifications. I've never done a cold air intake, never put a catch can on, never put an exhaust system on, never done any of that. And here I am a year later talking about doing a lot of suspension upgrades, a lot of wheel and tire upgrades, talking about wheel and tire upgrades, talking about doing a lot of engine modifications, and you know, needless to say, we have made it quite a bit of distance going into the year. And speaking of which, you know, I just recently did the L86 intake and ported LT1 throttle body swap, and to kind of report on that, even though I'm going to do a video on that very soon, just to report on it, it is doing very well. The truck runs very good. I haven't put a new tune on it, but I have been watching a lot of parameters in the engine, any sort of knock, retard, anything like that. If it's pulling timing out, force, things like that, I'm constantly watching that kind of stuff right now. And you know, I don't want to upset the truck in any way, shape, or form. I just want to make sure everything's fine. But basically what me and my tuner already came up with, oh, I know you probably can't hear it, but it's a Cobra. I just wanted to let you know that. See? I told you it was a Cobra. But in either case, I just wanted to let you guys know this truck is running flawlessly, and I thought, you know, doing the throttle body relearn, I thought it was going to do the exact same things as what it was showing on the video for the throttle body relearn. This thing snapped into idle rather quickly. Like, it didn't take any time at all, and it was basically nothing more than like just a genuine cold start, and it went straight back to it. Now, I haven't noticed anything funny, rather I haven't noticed really too much of anything just yet. I did notice like kind of hearing some different sounds, only because I don't have that plastic cover over the intake, so maybe I'm just hearing sounds from that. But I will probably go and double check all the torques on it here probably within the next week or so, just to make sure everything's still good, everything's still secure, and as well as going into the header install, which will be a hell of a lot of fun. It'll definitely be a good time, to say the very least. This truck is definitely making some progress. But alas, I digress. Going back into the intake manifold swap, this truck runs flawlessly right now. And as far as how the truck feels, yeah, like I said, no issues, nothing. It doesn't feel like jumpy. I did notice a slight increase in throttle response, and I noticed it's picked up a little bit more kind of on the mid-end side, but that's about it. And now, I don't know if that's just simply because I'm working with a cleaner intake manifold and a cleaner throttle body, or if it just so happens that's what it does. You know, I don't know. I really don't. I have no idea. I'm just going with what the butt dyno says, and of course the butt dyno, you know, could be getting false readings too, but so far, it does feel a little bit peppy. I'll say tiny bit. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, well, or 0 to 10, you know, 0 being nothing at all, 10 being like, holy shit, I definitely noticed something. Like, that's a holy shit moment. I would say it's about a 1, maybe a 2. I mean, otherwise, I really haven't noticed anything, and it would probably help to have a retune on it, but me and my tuner have already talked. We're just going to wait until I get the headers done. We're going to wait to go through a couple of heat cycles to make sure everything gets nice and warmed up and the torques are all good to go. We're going to go from there just to see what happens from that point, and then, yeah, we're just going to rock and roll from there, and it'll get a fresh tune, and we'll see what the truck does after that. But digressing more further, it seems like I keep going further into what we're going to be doing with the truck. I want to kind of come back and say, you know, we also did things with our Jeep, and if any of you guys seen any of that content, it was definitely a good time and a nice learning experience. That's where I've gotten a lot of first-hand learning experience on most engines, is from the Jeep itself. And even though you're talking about using a carburetor and an engine that's pretty old, you know, it still serves a nice slate to learn just about anything on it, and kind of, because you don't have any sensors, you don't have a computer telling you, hey, this is wrong, hey, this is what's going on. You don't have any of that. And even then, on today's modern vehicles, it'll pretty much tell you what's going on, but it's still not 100% accurate. With the Jeep, it's been kind of a hit and miss thing. You've really had to use your ears, your eyes, all senses, smell, everything. You've really had to use all your senses to be able to tell what's been going on. And I would say so far we've gotten pretty close to where it runs very well now. And so hopefully going into 2018, we are going to be doing a little bit more in the upgrade department. Still not going to be too much. I think the engine stuff is just about fine. We are going to try a different thickness of oil. Instead of 5W30, we're going to try 10W40 and see if that helps a little bit, because it still has a lifter tick. Maybe because we're not running the right oil, we'll see what happens. might help out a little bit, but otherwise we're going to try that, and then we're definitely going to try and start tearing into, you know, other little things. We definitely need to change the transmission and transfer case fluid. We need to change both front and rear differential fluids. We also need to get new wheels and tires, and it really wouldn't help to upgrade the suspension, or at least get new leaf springs, new shocks, new stabilizer shock. We've been kind of talking about doing a shackle reversal kit, which if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about with that, older Jeeps, and I'm not really sure if the newer Jeeps have this problem or if they have the front end shackles, but Jeeps in general tend to have a bump steer problem from the front end shackles, and if you take the shackles and reverse them and put them in the back, it usually helps out with bump steer. So we're hoping that doing a shackle reversal kit will help out in that department, make it a little bit more drivable. But otherwise, I think that pretty much, you know, wraps up what we're going to do for it this year. And if we can accomplish all that in a timely manner, we might do a little bit of off-roading with it later on, because that's kind of what it's going to be, is us just having fun with a little cruiser, and at the same time take it out, have fun with it, bash it around a little bit before we really decide to say, hey, you know, let's go on ahead and rebuild this thing and restore it and make it a cool little thing to take to shows and just cruise around. You know, that's kind of the thing. It's still going to be something we can have fun with for now, just to say we did it, but at the same time, you know, I do eventually see myself, at the very least, restoring it and taking a little bit better care of it and having it as a nice little cruiser. So I think that's pretty much everything that I have to sum up, but definitely an interesting year so far, and for the few subscribers that have been around since then, you know, I thank you guys so much for your support, and I really do thank you for all the stuff you guys have told me, and even the negative comments. You know, if it weren't for you guys, it probably wouldn't have gotten any better, but at the same time, you know, there are some comments that really, it's like, did you really need to say anything? Was it necessary? But hey, you know what, it's the internet, you can do what you want. I currently have 769 subscribers, so we are not far off from 1,000 at all, and I think that's a very realistic, accomplishable goal. I really want to see if we can hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys know anybody that would really like this channel, please let them know about it. Also, if you guys are stopping into this channel and not even really, you know, doing anything, please hit that subscribe button. You guys, I'm sure you guys will enjoy the content that I'm about to pump out. It's going to be an awesome year. I'm not holding back on much of anything this year. I'm just trying to be smart about some things, but at the same time, I do want to make this the year that I really enjoy and have fun and meet all of you guys and have a lot of fun. Speaking of which, I met a subscriber yesterday, and we talked for probably 20 or 30 minutes, and it was probably the best thing ever. And it was nice to just kind of sit there and talk trucks, which he had just gotten a truck a couple of weeks ago, brand new 2018 Silverado. It was a super nice truck. So if you're watching this, man, I really did think that was a nice truck. That was a super nice truck, nice investment. You're definitely gonna love it. Definitely go for the upgrades, the leveling kit for sure. 4-inch lift later on down the road, maybe some different wheels and tires, but I think it's a super nice truck just the way it sits, man. It looks very nice. Also, with that said, guys, if you guys ever see me out in the open, don't hesitate to stop me and ask me, you know, hey, what's going on? Because I love talking to subscribers. I love talking cars, trucks, whatever. You know, it is what it is. This is purely an automotive channel. It just so happens that it's kind of based around trucks right now, just because all I really have to work with is a truck. But I promise you, there is a car coming to the channel soon. We're just working some things out, still trying to look around, but it is definitely going to happen. So definitely some things to be expected from this channel, not just trucks. There is going to be some cars. Definitely wanting to do some reviews of some friend of mine's cars. They've got some awesome rides. It's going to be one of the greatest years I'm hoping for. I've got my fingers crossed so much. So with all that said, I think that's everything I have to spill the beans about. So keep your eyes open for the intake manifold video, which should be coming out Friday at 3 p.m. I'm crossing my fingers to hoping that it'll be done by then. And also keep your eyes out for the header install video, and we will definitely do some videos on the headers with everything in there. And then once we get the new tune, it's going to be wild. We're going to have a lot of fun when this new tune comes in. It's going to be great. With all that said, guys, Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because I really do appreciate the support, guys. Also, if this is your first time stopping into this channel, please hit that subscribe button because it also means the world to me. And if you're going to hit that subscribe button, you better hit that notification bell next to it because you guys don't want to miss any new videos that come out. If you want to know what's going to happen right this second, you had best hit that notification bell as soon as you hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on a lot of cool stuff, and you're not going to want to miss what I'm about to do with the truck and a lot of other things this year. Just trust me, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, you'll save yourself a lot of time and trouble. With all that said, guys, hopefully you have a fantastic day and take it easy.